Hello and welcome. We are Hannah and Xavier, and we hope that you've been enjoying the 31 Days of Love journey so far. And today we are going to be offering you a transmission on the power of your desires and how connecting to your desires can really change your life and help you build the life that you're really, really longing for.
We are very excited to share with you all the goodness and the magic that we've been studying and practicing, and this is our life mission to transmit amazing ways to live this life, embodying our soul in our body and be in harmony with nature, with other human beings, and with the goodness of life. This is our desire.
Yes, this is our desire. Our desire is to transmit to you what we've learned over the years and what we share around the world about how to create the life that you really, really feel good about, that's really aligned with you as a divine being and as a fully awake, fully alive being. So desire is a really powerful living energy that lives inside of you. And the way that I like to express it is how I learned about it when I studied Tantra and Tantric philosophy when I became a yoga teacher many, many years ago. And my yoga teacher said to me that ultimate consciousness, this infinite source or whatever you want to call it, that was like everything and nothing all at the same time before the universe existed, desired to experience itself, and from itself birthed the universe. And so this universe, this reality, is actually an expression of divine desire, and that each one of us is an expression of that desire of the divine infinite life source, or whatever you want to call it, to experience itself in unique form. And from that place, we all as individuals have desires, and that our desire that's moving through us is actually the divine coming alive through us and as us. So our desire is actually a sacred energy. It's a sacred, animating, creative life force energy that helps us when we align to our desires. It helps you feel more alive. And when you deny your desires, right, how does it feel? You start feeling depressed, you start feeling disconnected from yourself. It's the alignment of you with your desires that helps you feel really vibrant and alive and beautiful and powerful and creative and fulfilled.
So it might seem obvious, yeah, of course I want to be aligned with my desire. Of course my desires are here to make me happy and are very powerful. But why are we doing this? Is because sometimes, often, in some growing environments, in some society, in some civilization, our desires have sometimes not been respected, and it has not been okay for me as a child, for example, to express my desire, to live my desire, and sometimes to even think about my desire, because there was not even a space for it. Because, for example, growing up in an environment where I had to go to school, I had to do what my parents were doing. My parents were themselves not living their desire because they had to go to work, and they had to a certain amount of time to come home and then prepare dinner and then send the kids to bed. There was not much space to even think about desire, except a few days or weeks a year of holidays. And this has programmed us to actually not even think about our desire because there was no space for it. So thinking about it and not being able to do it would cause so much pain and sadness that I'd rather be happy and not think about what I could have and live with what I have, which is not really my desire. So we have developed some coping mechanism to make do with our life, which is not in line with our deepest desire. And this often, after years and of denying our true desire, can cause dis-ease in the body, disease, and depression, because it removes our power. We are not in touch with our power. And this is what we both have been working on, and we saw this years ago because we really studied it and practiced some awakening tools that allowed us to see, oh my God, this is very important. So we both have worked on it, and we programmed ourselves to reprogram this pattern and this negation of our desire to be able to be fully in touch with our desire. And it seems easy, but it's not, but it is. So this is why we're excited, because we have develop some tools to help ourselves, and we want to share those tools because those tools are amazing and they are easy and they are challenging, but it's fun challenge, and they allow us to live an amazing life that we want to share with you.
Yeah, we're going to share some really fun embodiment practices and techniques in a little bit that we both love so much. And when we first met, we did these techniques together on the beach in Kopangan. So I want to share a little bit more about us, because I feel like it's alive for me right now. Right now we are in Bali. We're in Ubud. We just got here. It feels like we just got here a couple of days ago, but we got here about 2 weeks ago, and it's amazing. And before that, we were living 7 months on an island called Taha, a very small, natural, wild, beautiful island in French Polynesia, where we spent our time swimming. Our house was right on the water, and we were swimming and did lots of gardening and working on our passions, our passionate projects. And for the past 3 years, actually, Xavier and I have been traveling together as a couple and having fun, meeting up with our soul tribe, meeting up with community, developing our passion, developing our work, working on relationship, working on love, just basically living the life of our dreams. And what, did you want to say something?
Yes, because our desire is to live our dream and have our passion becoming our work. So we live our passion every day and we work every day, but it doesn't feel like work. It feels like we are living our passion and we're living the life of our dream, which is at the same time our work.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, when I say work, I never really mean work because what we do and the way that we live doesn't feel like we're sacrificing anything. We're being totally ourselves. And for me, this is something that I know that anybody can create and anybody can access. And that's why we're making this video. And we love to share with you how you can do it too. And it all starts with getting clear on your desires. And when I was starting to, I was beginning on my I was beginning on more of my awakening embodiment journey. Like when I was 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, I was really, really getting passionately clear about what was working for me in my life and what was lighting me up and what wasn't. And I think I was really blessed to be born as an Aries because it's given me like the courage and the power and the ferocity to claim what I desire. And so I've always kind of been like, no, I'm doing what I want. But I really made sure in those years that I was choosing a life that I really, really loved. And even when people were telling me, you need to get a job, you need to do this, you need to act like this, you need to do this, something in me, I think from meditating all these years and doing yoga, knew deep inside that that wasn't true and that I could create the life of my dreams. And then I started doing trainings and teacher trainings and hiring coaches. And Xavier's done the same. He's dedicated his life to spiritual development and personal development and self-work and self-mastery. So that's kind of like who we are. And we believe that that's who we all are as a humanity, that each one of us, our destiny, our life's mission is to do the personal work, is to develop self-mastery so that not only so that we can be of greater service to the planet and to the world and create a more beautiful reality for everybody, but also because it's really, really important to our souls, and it's fun. So,
Yeah. For example, I consider myself lucky because I had the courage very early to go for my wildest dream and my wildest desire, because I thought from a lot of my childhood, I thought that I would be happy just living alone, surfing on a desert island. And I thought that was the goal of life, because as a little kid watching television and things like that, I thought that was the ultimate goal of life. And then when I did this, when I was very young still, and I think I was 21, I left with a one-way ticket to Sri Lanka, and I started living on a beautiful desert island with beautiful waves, surfing every day for almost no money, and I could live there forever. But I realized very soon, that my selfish desire of just taking and getting things for myself, after a while I got really bored. I got bored, and then I was also in a place that was very spiritually awake. So I was very near a monastery. There was a temple, and there was monks there, and I was meditating, and I really got the download that my happiness was not just going to be into doing things selfishly, but it would be a combination of being in service for others and doing things for me at the same time. So not just working hard for someone else for the benefit, but not also just doing things for myself, but having a harmony between both. So then for many years of my life, I've been trying both to try to find the right balance between this fun and play and work and make money and finding a harmony between all those energy.
Yeah. That's so cool. I would have loved to see you when you were surfing in Sri Lanka many years ago. And when we met, we were in Kopangan, Thailand. That was really epic. And then we traveled to India for a few months. And then we lived in New Zealand. And yeah, we've had some really epic journeys. And I feel like because we've been traveling without an agenda, just knowing that we have a mission, attuning to what's really aligned for us, what's opening to us, where life wants to take us, and trying to be the best people that we can be, doing the work to be the best people we can be. We've grown so much in that experience, whereas if we had stayed where we were in a comfortable job, in our hometowns, like with our families and all the expectations of our upbringing, then perhaps most likely we wouldn't have grown so much. And so everybody has a unique life vision, life mission, the way that your life looks. We're not saying you should go and be a world traveler or something. It's going to look unique for you. But what we are saying is take some time to get clear on what you really want and what's really deeply authentic to you, what you mostly deeply desire. And there are different levels to this, because I think that we believe that majority of people have a lot of shame, a lot of blocks, a lot of trauma and wounds and fear around desire at all. And even asking the question, what do you desire, is a really intense, challenging, vulnerable question. And a lot of times people are just like, I don't know, I'm confused, I'm overwhelmed, I don't even really know what I want. And I experienced that a lot when I was in college. I was like so confused about everything. I didn't know what I wanted. I was very indecisive. I was just very confused. And what I want to say here is that if you can give yourself permission to let go of all of the expectations, the beliefs, the obligations, sense of responsibility that people have given to you and said this is how you're supposed to be. If you can let go of all of that, give yourself permission to even ask yourself what you desire, you can transform so quickly, because knowing what you desire is a superpower. So many people don't know what they desire at all, because desire is an animating, creative life force. When you know what you desire, you can start to put your attention on that, and then that's the only way it can start to happen. If your attention is not on what you desire, you can't really create what you desire. And you are a creative being, so this is your responsibility.
Yes. And it's very important to understand how life on this planet works and the relationship between our conscious and our subconscious. And because 90% of our function of how our body works is unconscious and subconscious, and only 10% is conscious. Because, for example, we never think about how to digest an apple. We never think about how to breathe. We never think about how to pump the blood into our brain or into our arms, or how to make our immune system protect ourselves from what is around, or make our skin go more tan when we go in the sun to be more protected. However, this is something that is done unconsciously. And in the same way, there are a lot of synchronicities and situation and unconscious decisions that we make that are directly related to how our subconscious has been programmed. So, for example, like we saw before, if my subconscious has been programmed to deny my desire and to comply with someone else's desire, for example, society, for example, what the school system wants me to do, or what the economic of a country wants me to do. I should be studying this and be happy being an engineer because the country needs more engineers, for example. Then there will be a lot of my unconscious actions and energy creating this reality, even if it's not what I truly desire, but it's because I have programmed myself, or someone has programmed me into something that was true for them but not for me. So as soon as we realize this and realize, wow, I have been programmed, partly by myself, partly by my parents, partly by my environment. This was okay at a certain age of my life because this was what I had, and this has allowed me to be who I am now. But the question is, do I want to stay with this program and keep running this program? Or do I want to create another program that is more in touch with what I truly desire right now? And often we don't know what we desire right now because we have been programmed to not know what we desire, because we've never learned in school to check what we desire and to program ourselves. So it's very important to realize where we are now, realize how our childhood has been and what we have been programmed with, and do a reality check, GPS point. Where am I now? Like, where am I on my GPS? Where do I want to go on the map? And then create a road that will take me from where I am now to where I want to go. And I can also see where I was before and how I've been going through. And now I'm going to plan my road to where I desire I would like to take my life.
Well said. Yeah. Let's all take a breath together. So I invite you to feel whatever you're feeling in your body right now, just to sit up tall and take a couple deep breaths. Let go of any feelings that might be coming up for you, any stress or fear, disconnection. Just feel it, breathe it in, and just soften as you exhale. You know, part of the thing that we are passionate about is the path of spiritual alignment, the path of, it doesn't even have to be spiritual, really. You can take out the word spiritual, but the path of aligning with who you really are. And for many beings, Like for us, it started with, in a lot of ways, starts with yoga or meditation. This meditation is something we practice every single day. And it's a practice that I know you're going to be practicing for these 31 days. Thanks to the beautiful Finn, who has curated and created this whole journey and is offering and inviting everybody to do meditations daily. But when you meditate, you can access something that goes beyond words, that goes beyond thought, that goes beyond the limited identity that we often live in moment to moment, day to day, as we're moving through our jobs and our relationships and our home life. And meditation is a practice and a place where those layers of who you might think you are, who you might think you have become, or who you think you may be becoming, can just fall away. And you start to access, maybe some of you have been practicing meditation for a while and maybe some of you have not, but as you start to practice and go deeper and deeper into meditation, you start to access that point of view, that infinite perspective, this place inside of your cells, inside of every cell, and actually that lives inside of every point of existence on the whole planet and universe, that is pure consciousness itself, that has never been touched, that can never be touched, and that is just pure aliveness, pure being, unlimited reality, that is unlimited potential that you can tap into, and that is you, and is always living at the core of you. And the more that you tap into that, and the more that you situate yourself inside of that space, the more that you start to see that the way that you've identified yourself in your life isn't really who you are, and that you're actually free from that. You're free of that. It doesn't actually touch you. And that makes it a lot easier for you to shift your life and change your life. It makes it a lot easier for you to make decisions that feel more exciting and more aligned with your soul. And it makes it a lot easier to let go of people, let go of things that don't really serve you. And that's what you have to do when you're on this journey of self-love and self-empowerment. Like Xavier said, it's kind of challenging, but it's not. It's kind of challenging if you're identified with your job and money and stress and certain social life. It's kind of challenging to make space to like do a program like this, for example, and to sit down and watch a video and pull out your journal for 2 hours and write about your desire. Like that's kind of challenging if you're still identified with a particular way of being.
It's very important to explain that inside of us there is a switch in our nervous system, and the switch is between survival and creation. Mm-hmm. And when we are in survival, which often when people have to work every day to pay for their rent, to pay for their bills, to raise the kids, to pay for their car, the mortgage, or all the duties that they have in their life, the nervous system is very often in survival, which is run, fight, flight, or freeze. And when our nervous system is in this switch of survival, it's quasi impossible to feel that we are the creator of our life, because we have to run. Basically, I have to run to work, I have to run to eat, I have to run to make food, I have to run to bed, I have to run to my shower, I have to run back to work. Mm-hmm. So meditation and talking about their desire to someone who is in their survival, it might even make them angry. Like, what do you think?
Yeah.
I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do that. I don't have time for meditation. I don't have time to write my desire. I don't even have time to think about my desire, because this is what the nervous system is for. It's putting all the energy that we have, all our mental capacity into survival, into running, like we have been doing for millions of years, running from a tiger or running from a predator. Now we are running for survival, to escape from poverty, to escape from being outcast, to escape from being rejected by our peers because we don't have the right clothes or we don't have enough money. This is what's happening. So even though we feel we are in survival, this is when we need the most this meditation. Because this survival, it might have been true for millions of years when there was tigers in the street and there was lions and wolves in the forest, and we needed our tribe to survive because alone in the forest we would die at the first winter. Now it's actually not right. It's actually not true. Because we can relax, and it's very unlikely, even in northern countries, we can survive without having the financial or the material illusion that we think we should have. And actually what is very important is if we can allow ourselves to take the time and have the discipline to practice this meditation, we are going to realize that actually the time that we can spend consciously with the power of our mind, with our discipline to calm down the nervous system, say, okay, for an hour, my life is not in danger if for an hour I am dedicating to meditation, which is the connection to myself that is divine, and basically becoming a programmer of our reality instead of being a victim of our reality. So even though it seems like I don't have time for it, it's actually when we need it the most. When we think we shouldn't, is actually when we need it the most.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I love that perspective of the understanding the animal body and understanding, our higher capacities as well, and how to navigate that. So I would like to offer some kind of prompts for them to be able to start exploring their desires in a more conscious way with the journaling exercise. So I would like to kind of just briefly touch that. You want to just ask yourself, what do I desire? And like Xavier said, if you can relax your nervous system enough and really enter the present moment and bring your awareness, bring your focus into your heart, into your body, and also connecting with your soul or your spirit or your higher self or whatever you want to call it, then you can start to feel what you really desire. What I want to say to you is that there is something that's guiding you. There is this divine creative spark, this divine intelligence that's in you, that's in each and every one of us, that's guiding us all of the time. And it's telling you what to do. It's telling you where to go. And so you might not be able to put it into words. It might just be a feeling. And that might be good enough to start, of just feeling into your body and just feeling like a little percolation of desire, of longing, of a bigger vision, of a more exciting version of your life. And it's to really ask yourself, if you could have anything you wanted, if you could truly have anything you wanted, if you had a magic wand and you could wand your life and create anything you wanted, that's realistic, of course, what would it be that you would ask for? What would you like to create? And what we want to invite you to do, we're going to invite you to do this after this session, because we also have a couple more things we want to share, like the embodiment practices and all of that. But I just wanted to introduce this, like what I want you to think of and write down in your journal, and literally take an hour, take 2 hours, And I'll let you in on a little secret. Almost every day for the past 2 years, I've been journaling my desires. Almost every single day. I take 15 to 45 minutes writing what I desire. Because the thing is that even though I'm truly living my dream life, I truly feel like, wow, everything's amazing. Desire is a constant. It doesn't like stop. There's always a desire. Even if you're like an ascetic yogi meditating in a cave on a mountain, you still have a desire. You still desire to connect with God. You still desire to be in still meditation. That's still a desire. And as you explore desire and as you manifest your desires and as you get your desires in your life, you're going to want to keep having more desires, and it's naturally going to come. Yeah. So it keeps expanding, and that's why if you start your desires now and start building your desired reality now, it's even more amazing because it just gets better and better and better and better and better and better and more refined as well. So you're going to think about what you desire in every realm. Think about your career. Think about wealth. Think about your home. Think about the world. Think about your relationships. Think about your relationship to your body. Think about your health. Think about everything you can think of. That's going to be the invitation for you after this video, is to journal out all of your desires.
And this is very important because the more you write down, the more you anchor it between the energy world into the material world. Because this is virtually the bridge between something that is etheric, that is just an idea, an energy, into through your body, through your hand, through your writing it on the paper, it becomes material. Like, for example, how many of you, like, I would like you to go back into your life story and realize how many times something that you've desired years ago has happened after. So maybe when you were a certain age, you desired something, and then years after you realize, oh my God, this is what I was desiring when I was 5, 6, 20, 25, 30. And in the same way, when your fears have also manifested. So desire might be something good that say, oh, this is great, I don't even have to think about it because I desire something unconsciously and then it manifests unconsciously. But the issue is that because our subconscious and 90% of our power is unconscious, when we do not control our fear and we basically have as much fear as desires and we let it wild, the universe and the part of us that is doing subconscious decision and connected as oneness with the morphogenetic field will also create what's in our fear. So writing down what we want is basically putting the balance, putting the odds of what we desire much higher, because we are going to focus on what we desire, not focus on the fear, on the bad stuff and on the catastrophes. We are going to give it a lot less energy and we're going to feed what we want and give it a lot more energy. So suddenly our subconscious and the morphogenetic field and whatever we want to call it, God, the universe, the energy, the quantum field, is going to rearrange itself to manifest what it receives the most instruction for, which is our energy, our desire. Yeah.
So now we want to invite you to stand up and create some space for yourself, because we're going to do some embodiment activation to move your energy so that you can make more space for your desire and just clear out all the yucky things that are keeping you from connecting with your desire. And Xavier, what do you want to say about that?
I want to say that we are complete human beings, that we have many chakras, and we have a mental, we have a body, and it's really important to not be living just in the mental, but to integrate everything in the body. And the first example, the evidence of that is that, for example, when we are scared of something, when fear activates us, we first feel it in the body.
Yeah.
So we have our guts, our stomach is getting stressed, and we feel it in the body. So it's very important to clean our body, erase what we don't want, the conditioning we don't want in our body as well as in our mind, and reprogram our mind and our body with the desire of what we want.
Yes, and the second thing is that when you're connected to your body and you've cleared out all of your energy over time from doing lots of deep inner work and somatic work, and you've cleared out your emotional body, and you're like this vessel, this body is a container. It is like a vessel for the life force to flow through you. And if you have a bunch of energetic crap and beliefs and yucky old emotions that haven't been cleansed in your body, it's definitely going to be a lot harder for you to connect to your desires and feel your desires at all, because just like fear and what you said is like happens in the body, desire also happens in the body. So it comes in your body, into your vessel, but if you're not present to it because you've got other things going on, you're not going to feel it. So you can think about it as cleansing the vessel.
So if you thought you were just going to be sitting in front of your computer or your phone and watching it and thinking you're getting it all, you got it wrong, because we're going to ask you to move, and it's like everything, when we change something, you might feel some resistance, and we're going to do it with you. And resistance can sometimes be uncomfortable, but because we are doing it together and because we love it, we're going to transmit this enthusiasm, and very likely it's going to feel a lot of fun. And this is why we are doing this together. This is why this 31 days of love is so powerful, because you have people who have experienced already what they are talking about, and you can feel the energy of sharing, and you're going to feel our enthusiasm and our love for what we are doing, and this is going to help you breaking through the resistance and the difficulty of reprogramming yourself.
Yes. All right, so let's start shaking. So you're going to breathe deeply, and you're also going to like exhale with a sound. So you're going to literally just shake your body, shake your arms, shake your legs, shake your head, shake your shoulders, shake your hips, shake your booty, wiggle your legs.
As the dog shakes after it's been wet and the dog has jumped in the mud, and he's going to shake himself because he wants to get rid of the mud. And this shaking is actually getting rid of all the past conditioning, of all the past desire that someone has, to get rid of all that and create a clean space so that we can actually create what we want. So for that, we are cleaning up and emptying the garage. We are doing a big garage sale giveaway of everything to the universe. So get rid of everything. You can clean yourself. You can get
wipe it off your arms, wipe it off your legs. Get rid of all the fear, all the doubt, all the resistance. Desire is your aliveness. So moving your body like this also helps train you to be comfortable with your aliveness, because desire means you want to create your life. You want to create something real in your life. It's not just spiritual, it's also material. It also means materializing something. And your body is amazing, like machine that can help you build things and create things and put things together. So shake it out, keep shaking, and just move the way it feels good. Move the way your body wants to feel, because your body has intuitive, natural wisdom.
So the shaking is something very natural. If you look in nature, when a predator attacks a prey, let's say the lion attacks the gazelle, and if by any chance the gazelle succeeds into escaping, the first thing she's going to do is shake everything. Shake all this fear, shake all this trauma, shake all this experience that she does not want to in her body, and starts grazing immediately. The same thing if you look at it with chickens, for example. Chickens get scared all the time, and as soon as they finished being scared, they shake themselves and they start eating again. Instantly. See, this is why the shaking is very important. So one way you can do it is by just allowing the body to shake. So it's like a vibration, and you just allow. So you can start it first artificially, and then let the body take over, and just clear your mind and just let the body shake, and let yourself being taken by the shaking. Let the shaking shake yourself. Let the shaking shake you.
And making sounds is really important. It's a vibration that allows the stuck energy or stagnant energy that's inside of your body to actually move and release and dissolve. So sounding all that built up stuff you've never let yourself express, and let it come out through sound.
And we give you full permission to look completely silly, completely ridiculous, completely crazy. And you're gonna notice after how good it feels to have permission to be completely inappropriate.
All right, so now just coming into stillness when you're ready and closing your eyes, breathing deeply. Place a hand on your heart if that feels okay for you, if that feels right to you. Maybe a hand on your low belly, your place of power, place of creativity. And just notice how you feel in this moment. Just feeling your sensations without any judgment, without any labels or needing to understand anything at all. Just how do you feel in this moment? Feel your feet on the ground, maybe feeling your heartbeat, maybe feeling the air on your skin. Just allow yourself to ground into this new space, into these new spaces that you've created in your being. Breathe more into those spaces and breathe light, breathe love, breathe and breathe your desires. Breathe that feeling of desire, the energy of desire into those spaces, and let your desire take up space. Even if it's awkward or new or uncomfortable or unfamiliar to do this, let your desire be a part of your experience, even if it feels like longing, even if it feels like grief, even if there's a little bit of frustration, even if there's confusion. Just let your desire take up space. Let it have a place in your heart. Let it have a place in your awareness. What is it that you want the most right now? And if you could have anything, what would you like to have? So we're going to guide you now into a few more exercises that are really very powerful. And the first one is a penetrative yes experience. So maybe Xavier will offer to guide us into that. And I'll demonstrate while you...
So this is an experimentation, this is an exploration, and we are going to invite you to have a very strong stance. So you're going to be standing with your feet separated about the width of your body, and have the knees a little bit flexed so that you feel strong and stable. Just imagine if someone wants to push you, you're going to be very strong. So once you are in this strong, powerful position, we want you to be saying, each time you're going to say yes, you're going to basically send your energy forward with your hand. So, yes, 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 yes. So you do it one time. So right easy, but really really want you to feel what is behind it, because what it's doing is it's rewiring the brain, the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere, with our masculine intention and the way we feel. So it's rebalancing the brain, rebalancing our body with this yes energy. Yes, what I want is important, and yes, what I desire is important, and I stand strong for it, and I penetrate the world with my desire, because it is my time to have what I want. And of course, we'll have consent, and we don't do it on someone else. We do it on the universe. We do it on nature. We do it in front of the sea. We do it in front of the mirror. So because we really want to be respectful of the others and respectful of ourselves. But what we are doing is we are giving ourselves full permission to be strong, fully balanced, and saying yes to ourselves, and yes to our right side, left to our left side, left to our masculine, and left to our feminine. Left to our masculine, the part of us that wants to go somewhere, that has a goal, a direct line toward where we want to go, and yes to our feminine, which is a lot more subtle, feels more, and has emotions and sensations. And so both of them have to be in harmony, and this is why we do it both sides. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and you really are, as you're doing this, it's like you're penetrating or taking, you're claiming, you're reclaiming what was already your right. It's your birthright to have what you want. It's your birthright to live your best life. It doesn't mean that you're going to get things that you want the way that you want to get them, but it means, like Xavier said, you're standing for your highest and best life. You're standing for what you believe in. You're standing for yourself as a divine being that can create anything.
Yes.
So let's practice it together. Go ahead and spread your legs and feet flat on the ground, knees bent a little bit, grounding into your legs, engaging your core, lifting your heart, taking in a deep breath, and saying yes with the right arm, yes with the left, and keep going at your own pace.
Yes.
And the key is really say it from your belly, say it from your core at all. It's coming from your belly. Yes. 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 And you can even imagine someone and you're like, that's mine. And they're like, no, it's not. And you're like, yes, it is.
Yes, it's mine.
Yes.
It's mine. Yes, it's mine. Yes, it's mine. I am allowed to have what I want.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Really good, mostly if you do it with a friend and you support each other doing it, and you might have some resistance, you might have some self-conscious, some guilt, some shame, and some excitement. A whole range of emotion can come. You can also do it in front of the mirror. Personally, I do it very often, almost every day in front of the mirror. I claim my yes, I claim my desire, I speak to myself in front of the mirror because I am the witness of myself, and I want to reinforce this energy so that I can reprogram myself constantly with what I desire.
So yes, this is definitely a more masculine version of claiming your yes, because you're really penetrating with your yes, and that's amazing because we all need masculine energy, whatever gender we are or non-gender we are. We all need that ability to penetrate, to direct energy, to initiate, to lead, and to claim. And the feminine way is a little bit different, and we all need that as well. The feminine is more receiving, opening, just surrendering, allowing, breathing it in, melting into it. And so there's a different version for that, and it's more like this, where you raise your hands and you go yes, and it's like you're pulling it from the universe and you're pulling it into your heart, pulling it into your core, pulling it into your pelvis. Yes, 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 yes. And I love this one. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes. So you can try it. Yes. Try it yourself. Go ahead and try it. You might as well.
Yes.
If you need a demonstration, just look at Xavi. He's doing really good. Go for it.
And it feels amazing.
It feels so good. It's actually quite orgasmic if you can allow yourself to have it. This really rewires your brain. It rewires your brain and your body to feel worthy, to feel successful, to feel celebratory, to be receptive, and to say yes to what you want, because the reality is that what you desire is right in front of you all the time. It's just about saying yes to it. It's just about allowing it. It's just about receiving it. And kind of it's like sitting on the table and you have to like take it. You can't just stand there, like, you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. And this is something that we have to repeat. The way we program and reprogram ourselves is with repetition. So 10, 20, 30 years of programming of not honoring my desire have to be reprogrammed with repetition, and the more I do it, the more it will engrave new neural pathways of what I desire is okay, what I desire is pleasurable, and I'm in my power when I desire something, and it's fun, and it's okay. So each time we do it, basically we're engraving new neural pathway, we are doing new synapse connections, and the more we practice it, the more this neural pathway becomes strong and powerful and can get activated powerfully and easily and unconsciously and subconsciously. When we're in life and we don't have time to think, these neural pathways are already engraved, and then unconsciously we are going to make a decision that is in line with our desire, because these neural pathways have been practiced before.
Yeah. So yeah, so we're going to get into this more in our 3-day offering, which we want to tell you about later. But what we want to talk about in that 3-day offering, but I'll just mention quickly here, is that the way you manifest something is by aligning vibrationally to it. So if you want something to manifest, if you have a desire to have an amazing partnership, to manifest your soulmate, to have a super successful, purposeful career where you're in your purpose and passion, and you want to bring that into form, the way you do that is by attuning to what would it feel like if I had that? Who would I be if I had that? What would my emotional body feel like if I had that? What would change in my life if I had that? And start to embody those vibrations, or embody those energies, or embody those feeling states now. So saying like, yes, 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 and being like, oh my God, I feel so amazing. Like that, getting yourself into that state just by going, oh my God, yeah, like you can literally fake it and just be like, oh yeah, feels so good. And then all of a sudden you're like having a dance party, and then you're like, yeah, I have the best life ever. Like that's how you manifest. My partner, that's how I manifested in my life. I intentionally put on like dance music every single day. I got naked and I was just like, yeah, my life is amazing. And I visualized what I wanted and I reassociated it. Instead of associating my desires with negativity and fear and doubt and worry and I'm not good enough for that, I practiced associating my desires with positive emotions. And so that's essentially what these practices are. And that's what you want to do.
Yes. Because as soon as your subconscious knows that your desires are good and are okay, that then when you are in a life situation when you some decisions have to be made, and often fast decision or unconscious decision, then your subconscious, which is ready for this amazing desire, is going to make the decision that is in line with that. So it's not just about practicing it, but it's this practice will program the subconscious so that when we are in life situation, we're going to take action, and this action is going to be in line with our desire instead of being in line with what we have been programmed before, which was not our desire.
So now what I would like everybody to do, what I would like you to do with us is some dancing. Like no music, whatever. We're just going to dance like. And when I say dancing, I really just mean moving in ways that feel really good. And what I want you to imagine is that you are the want to be, even if you don't know what those details look like or what that actually means. Like, imagine yourself in, let's say, 20 years or 10 years or whatever time, and you've already achieved like everything that you desire. Like, you have an amazing life, people love you, you are abundant, you're free, you have an amazing partner, you have great sex, your body is amazing, you feel healthy, you feel vital, like you're loved. So I want you to like feel that you're like a queen, you're a king, you're royalty, and dance in that way, and like smile and like giggle and like feel orgasmic, and just, if you don't feel it, just like fake it, just like move in ways that they would move in ways that the future you would move, like move in ways that are to rewire. So go ahead and move in ways that you don't normally move the way that your successful, future, happy, abundant, fulfilled self would move. And say yes, my life is amazing.
Yes, my life is amazing.
I love myself.
I love my life.
I love my life.
I love my partner.
I'm so happy.
We are so abundant. We live our dream. We help so many people around the planet live their dream and reprogram themselves. How can we help more people? I love helping more and more. I love everybody to be in their power, everybody happy on the planet. Respecting each other. I love that. It feels so good. The forests are healthy, the rivers are healthy. Nature is happy, humans are happy, children are happy.
So get a big smile on your face, draw your shoulders back, lift your heart, engage your core, feel your connection with the earth, feel the earth in all the ways that she feeds you, and feel the sky in all the ways that the stars inspire you and nourish your cells. Feel that you are the goddess, the god, the being of the universe, at the center of the universe. And the way that you feel, what you focus on, affects everything around you. It affects the whole universal field of intelligence around you. Spread your love, spread your light out through the universe. Feel it rippling out the universe and back into the core of your being on all levels. Notice how you feel. Just feel the vibrations. Feel the old ways that you feel. Feel the habitual ways that you feel. Like feel, how you usually feel, and hold that with how you feel now and how you want to feel. The joy, the happiness, the peace, the surrender. And notice that you can hold both. You can hold both in your awareness, and you get to choose. And every moment you get to choose what you're focusing on, what you're expressing, where you're putting attention, what you are creating.
So we're inviting you to go back to your seat and ground all this energy, like anchor it. So we moved a lot of energy, we moved the body, and we want to anchor this and let it attract all the cells of the body. Let it integrate the energy, integrate the matter. We want this to sit, set, and become strong into our body. So we invite you into a sitting meditation pose, and to have your spine straight, and to breathe in and integrate everything that you've learned, everything that you practice, and focus on your inner body. Integrate all this. At each breath, you breathe in fresh new oxygen, and at each exhale, you breathe out the old, the past, this use cells of the body, and at each breath in, you breathe in new oxygen, new clean red blood, and you will replace all those old energy with the new energy. It's like cement setting, concrete becoming hard inside you. All these fluffy ideas, we anchor them in the muscle, in each bone.
Continuing to just breathe and be in the stillness, observing the movements inside of your being, letting your energy settle and anchor down, letting go of any thoughts that come in, just letting them go. Feel into your heart, your beautiful heart that carries so much love for you and your journey. And feel your desires to have a better life. Even if you have an amazing life now, feel your desires. What more would you like to experience? What more would you like to taste? Would you like to materialize? And I want to ask you to commit to yourself. Can you commit to making time to clarify and free your desire? Will you commit to taking some time today or tomorrow to writing down your desires and to giving yourself permission to be totally honest, totally thorough about all the things that you want? Now, these can be internal desires, like they can be, I want to feel a certain way. I want to experience something internally, inwardly. And they can also be outward desires, outer desires. I want a different home. I want a different job. I desire a life partner. I want to create a family. I want to have a healthier body. And when you write your desires, you're going to write them in the positive form. You're going to write them in positive language, affirmative statements. I desire to have this. I desire to experience this. My desire is to embody this. Rather than, I don't desire this, I don't want this thing, I'm afraid of this thing. And if you catch yourself thinking or writing in the negative, it can actually be really helpful, because what you can do is just take what you have in the negative and just write the opposite. So if you say, I really don't want to be alone anymore, sometimes that's helpful because that's the only way your brain can access your desire. So you can use that to your advantage and just say, well, what's the opposite of I don't want to be alone? I want to feel like I want to have a community, or I want to feel connected to magic.
And my desire is that you find within yourself the discipline to practice those, to practice feeling into what your true desire is, the discipline to shake out the old programming, the discipline to voice, once you know what your desire, to voice it, to look at yourself in the mirror, to practice your yes, to practice your masculine yes, to practice your feminine yes of receiving, and to do it respectfully, because it's very important to be respectful, and it's our responsibility to program ourselves for our desire, and then other beings, we program themselves for their desires, and then together we are going to co-create respectfully so that we can co-create something that is harmonious together.
And in addition to just writing down your desires, a way to take it even more deeply is to ask yourself, with everything that you wrote, like on every line where you have a desire there, ask yourself these questions. Why do I want this? What do I believe having this would get me? How do I believe I might feel in my own body and in my being if I were to have this desire? And how do I think my life would change if I had this desire? And those 4 questions, you might even want to write them down because they're amazing questions, can really help you go deeper and experience even more of your desires that you might not even be aware are hiding deep in your unconscious. So for example, if you know for sure you're like, I really want a life partner, that's great. And then also ask yourself, why do I want this? What do I think having this would get me? How would I feel if I had this? And how would my life change? And you might find out, wow, if I had a life partner, I feel like I'd feel so much more connected to myself. I'd have better sex, and I really want to explore my sexuality because I haven't, explored that yet. I feel like my business would be so much better. I feel like I'd feel so much more confident. I'd be so much more in ease. I'd feel so much more secure. And so that actually gives you awareness on those are actually other desires that you have. Like those are also desires of yours. And so it gives depth to your desires, and it helps you connect more deeply to the real power and meaning of your desires as well. And sometimes what we think is our desire, like I really want a life partner, you might think that's your core desire, but then when you ask yourself these questions, you find out that actually what's more important to you is feeling secure or feeling happy, or that there's some desire there that you've never addressed that's actually equally as important to having a partner. So that's what we're inviting you to do in this journaling exercise. And we're so grateful and honored to be a part of this journey with you. Thanks again to Finn, and thanks to all of you for being here. It's so really amazing that we all get to be here together. And we want to also share with you that there are ways as well to keep in touch with us. We are creating a 3-day mini course where we're going to guide you for 3 days even deeper, and to take the steps once you get clear on your desires to go even further and move through the obstacles that may be keeping you stuck. And that's going to be a really amazing experience. We hope to have about 30 or 40 beings from all over the world together online with us. And we're also going to be offering free consultations with us as well. If you'd like to get to know us, that would be an amazing thing. So you can send us a message on WhatsApp if you want to join that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's going to be a lot deeper and much more personalized, and we're going to share a lot more embodiment practices, because this was just a little bit of what we can do, but there are a lot of practices, and also removing the blocks, because often it's very well to practice easy things, but there are often subconscious blocks, and each subconscious blocks can be removed fairly easily when we know how to do it. So yeah, we are excited to offer this, and it has been working very well for us, so this is why we want to share it.
Yes, so send us a message on WhatsApp if you're interested in hearing more, and we'll give you a little more of a description of what you're going to receive. And then the other thing we really want to tell you about is something that is very near and dear to our hearts that we're creating this summer and September in Europe, and it is ADA Festival. It's called ADA, A-D-A, A Divine Awakening Festival, and it's a consciousness and intimacy festival on an amazing beach. It's incredible. It's one of the best experiences we've ever had, and there's also going to be amazing musicians coming and providing us with music and cacao ceremonies and ecstatic dance, and yeah, it's going to be amazing. So we would love to send the details. Maybe we can send it in the WhatsApp group here, but we'd love to meet you in person. That would be amazing. So
Yes, it's incredible value. It's 1 week on a naturist island with clothing optional, and the festival is on this island, and it's in Montenegro, which is like a country just north of Greece. And yeah, we invite you there. It's a week of bliss, of learning, of practicing intimacy, tantra, contact dance, meditation, yoga. There's going to be more than 30 facilitators, more than 90 workshops. And there's accommodations in cabins on the beach, there's camping, there's all sort of options. So it's called ADA Divine Awakening Festival, and we'll have the link with or you can find the link on our Facebook, on our Instagram. The other thing that we are very excited to share, and that's a lot of what we do, is if you feel that you have the need and you want to have some personal coaching, we also do some personal coaching, because every one of us is unique and important, and having a one-on-one mentorship or coaching or counseling, whether you're single or you are in a couple, this is our passion, because every one of us is important, and our mission is to empower as many human beings as we can. So, and we know that once one human being is activated into the divine being and into their true power, they are also going to awaken other beings. So each one of you is important, and if you want some private coaching, we love doing private coaching. So you can contact us with Facebook Messenger, with WhatsApp, or with Instagram.
yeah, and so maybe we'll have Finn do a little announcement so that we can just provide you with links to our social media pages as well as the festival. And what was I going to say? Oh yeah, we're both trained in, our specialty is sex, love, and relationship and power. So that's a very rare thing that you see in the world, that people are actually coaching, including sexuality and relationships. So it's not something we talked about a lot in this call, but it is something that is our passion. It's the core of our work. So if you are interested in learning more, definitely follow us on Instagram, on Facebook as well. We post a lot there, and reach out to us to just stay in touch if you want to stay in touch with us over the next weeks, months, and years, because we would love to hear from you and we would love to stay connected.
Yeah, these are very taboo subjects that are sometimes difficult to talk about, and this is why we do this work, is because these are so important. It is so important to have a healthy relationship. It's so important to have a healthy personal power, to have a healthy personal sexuality, and it's difficult to talk about it in our society. It's sometimes not easy. So this is why we do this. Of course, it's 100% confidential. We have confidentiality agreements, and our goal is to give you all the power that we've channeled from the universe, so that you can access your own power, and you can also empower your life, your partnership, your family, your children, your friends.
And manifest your soulmate if you're single, because I know a lot of people out there are really wanting to be in a partnership, but they don't know how to get it, and they're stuck in patterns, and that's my specialty. For a soulmate, if you're looking for your dream life, and a life partnership is part of that, then definitely reach out, because you can get support for that. And you can have a lot of fun manifesting it. So thank you all so much. We're really, really happy. And we hope to see you soon, and we're excited to be a part of this journey. We hope you got a lot out of this call, and we're sending you all our love.
Mhm.